Hey, I didn't get to ask Manasseh what he thought about Ted Cruz's line from last night during a rally, or maybe it was his speech yesterday in Indiana. I think it was. Well, it was in Indiana. Yeah. Did you hear it, Manasseh? Did you hear the faux pas?
Well, the comment about the basketball ring.
As much as I detest Ted Cruz, I'm thinking he might have tried to say rim. I'm going to be on the rim.
I thought he said rim. Play that again.
No.
Play that again.
No, it is definitely ring.
Play it again.
Definitely ring, but I'll play it again for you. Unless rim is pronounced ring in other parts of the country, he's saying ring.
Hey, we're down in Texas.
Without debating over what he said, everybody says he said ring, so eliminate the debate. He just seems to not. I mean, it's tough. You're out on a campaign trail. You're trying to show that you can identify with these people. And, you make little faux pas like that. It's probably not a big deal, but it's funny.
Well, Bill, when you're a robot, you can only say what you're programmed to say.
That's right. Well, also, too, I think...
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He was hoping for maybe a wrestling ring. Maybe they do little wrestling matches in the basketball court. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, very interesting stuff. I'm sure Stephen Wells, who is the Republican candidate, one of three for the primary, which is coming up on June 28th, in our district, which is currently being held by Congressman Richard Hanna. I'm sure, Stephen, you're getting the feel for what it's like to be out on the campaign trail. You're talking to people, you're giving speeches, and, sometimes you kind of mess up a little bit.
Never, Bill. Absolutely, every day.
So hoop, ring, what are you going to do? So anyway, we're the presidential primary for us, which took up a lot of space and was really the big conversation piece around here and throughout the state is over. So now our focus is on the June 28th primary, and here we go. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Yep, I'm absolutely looking forward to it.
And so tell me, I'm hearing some rumblings that you're about to make a request, a bit of a challenge to your other candidates, your other contenders out there.
Well, we already did. We challenged to a debate in every county, at least 8 debates. So there's an 8-county region, as you know, in the 22nd district. So I'd like a debate in every county, and we have plenty of time to get them in, at least one in every county before June 28th.
And have you? I'll ask you this. First of all, we had George Phillips on the other day, and he proposed a debate, and I'm assuming that he would say yes. Have you heard from Assemblywoman Claudia Tenney?
I have not.
Okay. Manasseh.
Yeah, Stephen, I just wanted to know the most important issues that you find in the 22nd district. What are the maybe 2 or 3 issues that you think you're looking to carry the torch on, or you're looking to make a change in?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, it's the economy. There's no question about it. After 30 years of job erosion here in Oneida County and all of upstate New York, number one, we've got to change our policies to get the economy back on track. We're headed down the wrong direction. Number two is national security. It's been a disaster as far as our policy, but beyond that, actually, in terms of the military itself being eroded. And I hear a lot. Number three would probably be the Second Amendment here. There's a lot of folks in our area, of course, are very, very concerned about, and legitimately concerned about the government wanting to further intrude on our Second Amendment rights to bear arms.
Stephen,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, just to follow up, you mentioned immigration, and because Trump's made this such a big hot-button issue, are you in favor of a wall? Do you think that we should build a wall on our southern border?
Well, look, I think there's no question that we've got to deal with the fact of illegal immigration. You know, we're a country of immigrants. We've got to, so I want immigration, but we've got to have legal immigration. And, you know, I think that the wall, quote unquote, the wall is a red herring. The fact is with today's technology, I've spoken with a general on this. It can be a virtual wall. You know, we have you know, whether it's physical or electronic, we've got the capability we've got to protect ourselves. We've got to face the fact that there are people who want to come into this country and do us harm. It's just reality, and we've got to deal with it.
So who do you support right now for president?
Well, look, I'm going to support whoever the Republican nominee is. There's no question about that, and the reason why is not just because I'm a robot. I may say a robot earlier. It's what's on the other side. I mean, everything I stand for is against socialism. I stand for free markets, capitalism, free enterprise. The other side is the antithesis of what I stand for on this.
I want to get back to the Second Amendment that you were talking about, and that is, there's a very good chance that if the state Senate becomes Democrat-controlled, there's a very good chance, and that could happen this year. It really could happen. There's a chance that and I'm told it's probably likely that they'll pass microstamping in New York State. How are you, as a congressman, going to be able to stop that? Because you certainly, in Congress, as a federal representative, couldn't have stopped the SAFE Act. What would you do?
Yeah, well, listen, I was just with the Remington folks this week, and this issue of microstamping, I mean, beyond the fact that it's an outrage, I mean, it's insane to try to run out the largest employer, the most critical employer. Look at the oldest manufacturer of one product in the United States for 200 years. We've got to, I guarantee you, I am going to jump up and down and do whatever is possible to make sure in advance of that decision that we look at the federal level to cut that off, to bring whatever pressure we can bring to bear so that does not happen. Because they pass microstamping, there's no question that the company's going to leave. We cannot let that happen. Can't let it happen.
One of the things that Congressman Hanna's been able to do is to make sure that Remington gets contracts. It seems to be a big, some people like to call it corporate welfare, but hey, it is what it is, and if you don't do it, somebody in Alabama is going to do it, and they're going to open up a plant there, as we saw that happen. Would you follow that same, would you work hard to make sure that Remington comes up with military contracts?
Do whatever I can to support Remington. Look, my first shotgun I owned was at 11 years old, and the only guns I own are Remington. So just as an aside, but the fact is again, Herkimer County, we absolutely need to support this company. It's critical to upstate New York, and again, they have done nothing for 200 years but build great products. I mean, it's just insane the way the government's bad policies trying to run them out of town. It's horrible.
And one last question that I have, the Assemblywoman Tenney, in her commercials and every time she talks, and the people that support her when they speak about you, they call you Cuomo. What's the terminology? It's a supporter, donator. You've given lots of money to Cuomo and Democrats. How will you, in a debate and along this trail and right now, respond to that?
Well, first of all, it's just not true. I mean, number one is, it's one thing I've learned so far, Bill, and this is amazing in politics. You can just get out and say whatever you want without penalty. I spent my life as a prosecutor in a courtroom, and if you don't tell the truth, you got a problem. The jury figures it out real quick. In business for the last 25 years growing jobs, if you don't tell the truth, your customers, you can't keep them. It's amazing in politics. People get to just say stuff. So, first of all, it's simply not true. I've never personally given a donation to Cuomo. Our company gave a donation, and it is what it is. I mean, it's just, 99% of my donations, you can go online and see them, or to Republicans. And I've raised tens of thousands of dollars. I'm happy to compare my record of supporting Republicans with her record of supporting Republicans. That's why I welcome these debates. Let's get them on. I'm happy to compare our records.
Stephen, can I ask, what is the number? Is it 5,000, 10,000 that your company had donated to Governor Cuomo? Do you know what it is?
I think it was 10,000. And look, the governor raised what? How many millions? I mean, and by the way, I wasn't involved with that decision, but that's neither here nor there. The bottom line is, look at my record. My personal record of donations is to Republicans. It's just, again, let's just talk about the record. I'm happy to do it.
And what would you say you've donated to Republicans?
In the tens and tens of thousands.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. How will you get your message out? Obviously, you're saying you're calling for a debate. You're asking for it. You're on radio. You're going to be on TV and a newspaper asking for it. Will you use television commercials to ask her to debate?
I don't know, Bill. We just had our first TV ad that just started this week. I'll try to get it out in any forum possible. I don't care where we meet. We can meet in downtown Utica, Rome. We can meet anywhere. We can meet in the on your station. We can meet in the TV station. It doesn't matter to me where we meet, or frankly, that much about the format. So any way that we can do this, let's do it. It'll provide an opportunity for people to see the distinction as between the two of us. That I'm a business person who grows jobs, and that she's an Albany politician.
Well, we've got two out of three that have agreed to an in-studio debate. So I think with her, we'll have to see what Claudia Tenney says. Yeah.
All right, Stephen Wells, thanks so much. We appreciate your time. And Stephen, of course, is the Republican, one of three, that's running for Congressman Hanna's seat. We'll talk to you again, Stephen, and who knows, maybe a debate in our studio. I like that.
That'd be great. Thanks an awful lot, Phil. Appreciate it.
All right, sounds good. We're going to go next with Martin Babinick, who is the independent candidate. We're going to talk to him coming up in a few minutes.